Now, we watched NIP and their Overpass with an incredible comeback, actually. We got to see Rez start slow and end up managing to claw back a huge one. Was it against Fiend?
Skade.
Skade.
That was Dennis Law,
That's it.
Rainwaker, some of those names.
Oh, Rainwaker had a huge one, yeah, I remember. But NIP crushed their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, they did.
And so, let's see how Vitality fares. Starting on the T side, we've got 4 Kevlar Vest, Shocks with the full belt of nades.
Happens with a full lot of utility, information there, not utility.
Trying to make it look like an all-in B. Masuta short challenging, Shocks his nades over the house, and well, still some pressure. ZywOo draws first blood. And Masuta quick onto Plopsky as well.
In for the Rambo sequel.
Yeah, and here they are back with a vengeance. NIP putting some in the feed, but it's insufficient. Device doesn't even get to pull the trigger, barely gets his gun out. And that is spectacular. No better start for Vitality, faking out NIP and just hitting every single shot they take.
Yeah, well, they're picking up where they left off, right? The individual's looking sharp.
I just saw a little bit of all of us there. As you know, you've had a bad first map. You've lost the pistol in the second. That's when you start adjusting the mouse pad. You know, actually, the chair's actually a bit. Oh, just need to get the height right. Just
you and I got to do this little look-ins with the players, right? You did ZywOo. I actually was with Device. Now, we didn't get to go too deep, but I'm always was interested with their positions. He's like, yeah, my stuff's not too particular. You know, just whack it down. Just throw it down. Twist was a little bit more particular out of the mob, but yeah, there's the adjustment and Device onto the headshot. So the Scout Master of Apex has been destroyed here. Now, Hampus is going to go for what looks like the jumping MP9. Now, the jumping accuracy on this is very good, everybody. So what he will wait and do is listen for them to get up close, and he can jump and spam away with that. Another scout tag. Device looking good here with a lot of damage. Rez on the push as well. It's going to lock the door behind the French. Big problems now.
Looks like Device is set for some more. Especially if the low HP of Masuta is the first in, which with the Mac 10 is implied.
Timing.
Rez. Oh no, ZywOo actually checks. And so the trigger discipline does haunt him.
That's crazy that Vitality didn't stick to their guns, right? It looked like they were poised and prepared to go towards A, but they've managed to get the troops back towards this B site. Hampus on the second flank.
Yeah, but they may not expect that there's still 2 parked in the toilets after being spotted returning to spawn, especially if contact's found towards Monster. Bullets, steps, anything heard. Hampus will start to rotate in.
Timing.
Oh, he heard it. Oh, he's behind them both. Masuta doesn't even turn around, doesn't even address it. And now Linus catching another from behind. It's all onto ZywOo. Oh, and he's ready for war. Tags by the Scout. Oh, executes Device. Yet to die, 10 HP. Hampus quick to this, loud about it. And ZywOo looking for the ace clutch. Surely not, surely not. Takes a pot shot, does have a flash to play with, and on the reposition, dancing around the util. Hampus looking the wrong way. ZywOo could go round the world. It's not a heaven plant. In the smoke, looking to strike. Oh, so close. Yet so far, Hampus for the defuse, just enough time on that clock. ZywOo, such a threat.
Cheeky as well, going for the one tap on that short aggress up sandbag. Absolutely destroyed Device up towards heaven, and we'll get that defuse in time.
Dude, I saw Nico in the elevator the other day, just last night, and I was like, oh, those one taps were looking spicy, mate. And all he had to say was, yeah, well, a couple of years ago, I'd have got some more.
Oh, come on, mate.
I know. A couple of years ago, I'd have got all 5. A couple of years ago, I'd have got all 5.
Come on, mate. Dearie me. All right, well, some resistance out of NIP here. I wouldn't be too frustrated with that one, all things considered. They can get the force buy back. The plant is a consolation, all things considered. 2 AKs, a scout again of their own, and some pistols upgraded in as Device thrust forward up towards the party position, peering over a smoke that they've lobbed on down, chiming in with Hampus, and there he is, Device. Pepper's ahead.
Good for the scalp.
It is.
Oof. And that's ZywOo handed his first, or rather second death. Masuta, however, he's good for both. Both of those trades, every contact NIP find, there's a quick Masuta trade found. Now, here comes Shocks looking for action. Is he holding anything actively? Yeah, he did catch a little leg. Oh, and Linus, he's been spotted, could be in jeopardy here and ready for all those duels. He's brought Shocks low.
House of Cards is tumbling now.
Certainly. I mean, a distinct advantage for the Ninjas in some capacity, and that's that Rez is not only equipped with the AK-47, he is also full health.
The time is the biggest issue right now. And not for Vitality, more for the Swedes, because Vitality can work around the map as a group. They can hit a bomb site together. They don't have any utility, but considering how good Masuta's trades have been, I feel like as soon as they note the position of Plopsky and Rez, that he might be good for an AK kill or two. So Rez with the AK towards A, that's at least something to work with.
Oh, spots them out. He's juking it out with Masuta. Damage exchange, well-managed angles. He can fall out. And the site
Bomb's loose.
will not be
there might not be any
picked
time. They have to run back and get it.
I'm not sure Shox has even got this speed on that. Yeah, and especially because the site is now lost. Shox is going to give it his all. Yeah, he's got just... Fake. Not interested in getting that bomb down, and some extra cash for the squad. Expecting him perhaps to have 2 men running him down, but there you have it.
That's a little bit frustrating as well, right? Because Masuta was the one with the most HP for the team, and this was some great trading from him. Shox did well here onto LNZ as well, but this was the kill from Rez, right? It looks scrappy, but he converted regardless, and the difference maker was that. Easy as you like. Mopped on up.
Oh, that was not helpful.
What are we looking for?
Synonyms for trade. I don't think we can say gets the commerce.
Gets the commerce. 1 for 1.
Gets the barter, gets the truck. What are we talking about now? Google's really let me down.
Well, maybe the thing are things that we can actually trade. Player for player. We're going to have to brainstorm a few things.
Yeah, get your suggestions in, because there is nothing quite as of an articulate summary of exactly what's gone down than the word trade. Ooh, Rez, lovely, just to make sure nothing spirals here.
Yeah, I was looking today. I was having a little bit of a read while I was in the lobby because I can only say save so many times. So there's a couple I was jotting down. Preserve, retain, carry across, hold on to, protect.
Why are you burning through your whole arsenal now?
Well, I'm just letting everybody know this is what they can expect.
Yeah, protect.
Maintain.
Maintain's a good one.
And then this last one's a bit of a reach, but I put bottle up. Now, I don't know how we're going to use that yet.
Have to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to use it yet, but it's written down.
Okay.
So I took some notes today. The AKs are out now, and let's
trade
see.
And equalize.
Equalize, that works.
One.
Yep. Extinguish. Nade. No damage.
Look how active he's ready to take this fight. Device overcommits there, and Kyojin will catch him just through that smoke. And it's interesting that Vitality seem to want to return to B after drawing blood. I guess they suspect that that will force a rotate, and they're absolutely bang on the money. They leave Zywoo up to his own devices to try and sell this. His presence alone can be threatening, and LNZ looking for info in his own. Massive jump. What a snap out of Zywoo. He falls, but it's again LNZ kicking up a fuss on the monster pipe. Plopsky in support, and they fall. What a recovery from the Ninjas, and they've got LNZ to thank. Do you remember the last time we were talking about that skate game? LNZ was a big reason they clawed that back on the CT side.
He was massive, right? He had that impact on that force by round where he had multiple deagle kills and even a knife kill, I think, to get them across the line in that. But in the first map, one of the things that we noted was Vitality may have lost the opening duel or two, but then they were able to bounce back in with multiple exchanges. And this time round, well, they get the opening kills, 2 of which, and then they lose. They fall a little bit flat into the trap. Getting a little bit stuck on in now as the scoreline does read 4-1. The pistol's out again, and they'd be loving to get the bomb down a little bit more. It was just that Zywoo scenario where it looked somewhat threatening. Nade whistles by the ear of Shox. Only light damage done to him. Zywoo elsewhere has comped a bit himself down to 66, but this is just a slower crawl, and Apex hitting a banger.
Yeah.
It's only his first kill, but you missed map number 1. He was on a heater.
Yeah, they might build on that. There is a timing window where they can take space towards Optimus, and yeah, the incendiary lands. It's enough of an indicator that they'll have to slow their roll. Yeah, Zywoo could be equipped with that and has been. He's already done well, considering the rounds Vitality have posted. And there goes the bomb. Oh, Masuta strafing right in. A bit of a mismanaged spray from Rez, and he's doing everything he can to try and escape unscathed. Masuta's Deeg is there, but Zywoo should clear this. Nice find. Okay, maybe there's still a threat to be found. Some players would have Scarpa straight to spawn. Throwing the AWP out of the map. He's not doing any of that.
Look like he was considering it there for a second. If he runs all the way back towards B, he might beat them on the timing because they have to go down connector, open the door, and then look on through that pipe towards that B side of things if they wanted to stop him.
But they haven't cleared long, so he's going to have a real nice window where he can just walk into that site and plant. It's a question of when they get the read. Linus is just cleared now. Plopsky confirms he's not on site, so there's that window has closed. And sometimes you have to close a door to open a window.
Let that breeze on in. The bomb is going to get planted here, and ZywOo, they know where you are now. Running on over, both coming in through spawn. The AWP is the weapon for the job. He is low on HP. He can win this 1-on-3.
Second time's the charm, perhaps, Chad. Got close in the previous, down to a 10 HP 1-on-1. ZywOo, he warms up with officials, and now definitely starting to heat up in the clutch. Ready for first engagement, looking to engage. Strikes, Linus down, time ticking. Plopsky has a kit and pros don't fake. He's called it, that's twice the bomb. Best ZywOo. It was the only real way to isolate that duel. Plopsky just calls his bluff.
Sitting the defuse against ZywOo of all people. You gotta have some balls to do that, don't you? Well, maybe thinking he's gonna get a little bit tricky in it, and they will call a timeout here. Now that AWP retained, not too shabby. Plenty of cash to splash now because the loss bonus maxed on out, so we will be seeing everything Xtaz wants and more here as he gives the marching orders from that backline, pacing left and right. 30 seconds will transpire, and let's see if the game plan changes here. You can see a couple of smoke grenades being left in spawn. Now, one of the reasons for that, maybe you're not too familiar with Overpass. You can actually smoke from the spawn position towards Monster, give your B players a bit of a buffer, help them on out, make sure that they don't get run on down. And if you leave a couple in that spawn position, your A defenders can keep it smoked for you while you can keep your guns out. You know, you don't have to worry about doing it yourself.
You know, I can't believe we didn't say it, or maybe you did when someone was asking us during that field segment for Overpass nade tips, the Monster one.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this. Yeah, that's one of the most important.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah.
So
this is super important, and this is going to be a boosted ZywOo.
I don't think anyone's coming through heaven here. Maybe they get them on the sandbag jump up, but train's coming. Tickets being punched, and away we go. So that one you can't keep up forever. Just having a look for the first 15 or so seconds of the round now, and because of that, this default gets a little bit slower, right? There could be CT aggression. They didn't have any presence across the map to deal with this, to make sure that they're very diligent about their clears. And Rez, well, he's pushed up long with this silent stem 4. It is a cheeky position.
Yeah, and he's good for this. He was prior. Will they treat it differently? A run-boosted AWP is a pretty damn good way to treat it, and he's tracked them. Good shot out of Kyojin. Hampers has to pull the plug on that defense, tucking in. Device on the rotate, as is LNZ. Wow, that's a heavy rotation, and Plopsky aggressive, so he will have info early. If he loses his life, which he has, so much space, and now those CTs, they might just gamble. It could be the right call. Info spotted, Hampers' aggression. I don't know if he caught a glimpse, but Kyojin did, and they swing out as a unit. Hot pursuit of their second round now, Chad, and running out of players. Device aggressing in the toilets.
Head-on collision still. NIP, they know this is coming right now. They have everybody left to defend here, and they even have a lot of utility, so the fact that they're still coming, this can fall apart for Vitality. Oh, maybe not anymore. It's just one man. The youngster, 20 seconds, a full belt of utility. How much can he do here?
If he could somehow delay, and that will at least buy some time. ZywOo's quick to draw. And Vitality post their second here on the T side. It's early doors, voicing their concerns quickly, but NIP a string of 5 consecutive rounds now. A return from the French.
You have to consider as well how close some of these rounds have been. Obviously, we had the almost ZywOo clutches. It's a round as well where only 2 players from NIP did survive. So even though the Swedes are doing well, they have 5 rounds, they don't have a whole lot of money here, and that is going to be immediately reflected into the buy. Oh, was a little bit of a technical timeout, but should be sorted in a moment. Don't you worry, this one looks like a quick one. Deagles for LNZ, one for Hampus. Plopsky into a FAMAS. Device gets his big green gun. And the have funs have been typed in chat once more. Rez also into a Deagle here, and you've seen him hit some scorches already. So this is not the easiest round for Vitality to get through, right? So some of the things, if you come into the AWP first and you didn't note there were pistols, maybe you get like a little bit ahead of yourself in other clears, and then you run into the Deagles, and you weren't expecting that. You were thinking it was going to be rifles. So they need to still be careful about this. Could solve the puzzle here with a quick B. Device's AWP. Posted up short.
Oh, and burnt into a tighter line. Doesn't stop. Apex strikes into the biggest gun in the server. There's more on the site, and those Deags are threatening. Oh, it could have been saved by Kyojin. NIP was so close to really locking this one down. First, Masuta bailing him out. Now it's Kyojin that steps up and delivers. Res from Graffiti, the timing on the flash is fine. Completely swallows that, buying some time. Campus caught out on the walkout.
So much impact from
what a
Kyojin
round.
there.
What a round.
All for him.
Doubles his score, Chad.
That's massive, right?
Impactful one.
What it does right there is just shatter the economy of NIP right here. So Kyojin, when that did get dicey, right? The two that he gets initially, that's everything, right? The round didn't look winnable after that point, but still, for him to continue with more impact, you're going to see them here. Getting that transfer across. Low HP on this, so good from the youngster. Well, he's not even the youngest member in the team, but he is the youngest in terms of experience here. Will just be the USPs now, and Vitality, unless they make a massive mistake here, should be one round the difference. IP will retain this lead, but when they get the guns back out in the next, they will only be having that 2400. So we'll keep our eyes on what type of buy they're going for as they all push long.
Keep your eyes on Kyojin, because he could go from 4 frags coming into the previous round to a boatload more. His responsibility was to hold this fountain and long aggression, so he will have a look, and he's going to spot a whole lot.
He's seen enough, I think. Info darting back to Apex, the leader. Wanting to help on out here, they just have to stop this push. So the Molly will slow them down for another 7 seconds, able to now watch onto the flanks here, and the USPs for exits. Here he is, the big man, the boss man.
Yeah, he's got out his abacus, and he said, I'm going to go hunting. There's 600. Let's get the 6 times table rolling. Ooh, well.
That's it. That's all he gets.
And that'll do nicely.
Easy maths on that one right there. So yeah, one round the difference now. And Device, he could get dropped an AWP, but that means that Linus would not have had anything. So it is going to be M4s to the good for 4. Plopsky to a Famus, and Apex is going to retain that MAC 10. But now, you consider the fact that it's been 3 rounds on the trot, and Vitality were keeping those rounds close. They have a lot of money left over. A lot of residual cash. Zywoo, remember the saved AWP? Well, right now he has 13k to his name. 10 for Masuda as well. So Vitality looking very good, and they're going to mantle on up and get the 4-man totem boost running one more time. Zywoo not sticking the landing right there. The judges not too happy with that gymnastics performance. Won't be joining the French Olympic team in, what will it be? 2024?
Yeah. I don't think I watched a single...
Me either.
Single round of the
Olympics.
Olympics.
Sports isn't for me.
No. On your head. Oh, Plopsky dead. In the meantime, though, Vitality with 2 casualties. It's Rez that's completely silenced the playground aggression.
No fun to be had.
No fun allowed. Rez cancels playtime.
No hat, no play. That's what we used to have back in the day.
Interesting that he stuck around. Like, they might assume that he's relocated. Is his next
I think
victim.
he did assume exactly that.
He did, and nearly another. Should be round defining, though, from Rez. You'd need something miraculous out of Shox and Kyojin, a limp for Kyojin as well at 46, and LNZ's getting a bit flirtatious with this aggression. He'll hear them.
So just on the jiggle, though, it's actually quite passive, and oh, he's run away, so maybe he didn't get this info. Footsteps now, he's heard all that. Rotations here, they should be locked out. Barrels is the first to clear.
Yeah, it would have to be a stunning headshot. And he's found one of his own. Flank is very quick. Shox, he's smart, but he won't be ready for all of this. He's already got his attention drawn to short. Does manage to put himself at least a bit of distance between that monster fight. Back turned. LNZ defends. Rez, though, again, steps up for the Ninjas when they need him most. They post one in the first we've seen from the Swedes in 4. You can see how he takes them both down. Zywoo doesn't even get to pull the trigger.
Yeah, Apex just noisy about that, right? They did trade him, but at that point it was too far down that rabbit hole. You know Kyojin, his name reminds me of those creatures in Godzilla. I think they're like the big monsters, kaijus or something like that.
Bionicles.
Bionicles. I think that's
what they were
a
called.
Lego product, actually.
Oh, I thought, okay. I think I had the Bionicle
The Bionicles
game.
in Godzilla.
I had the game.
What a crossover that would be.
Yeah.
I think that's called Pacific Rim, actually.
Oh, yeah, actually, that exists.
Bionicles meets Godzilla.
I remember we tried to watch that in our basement.
It was miserable.
Just didn't engage focus.
Do enjoy big robots, though. I'm a robot fan.
Yeah, Transformers.
Ah,
Megan Fox, Sheila Buff.
no, that one doesn't for whatever reason. I think it's because the robot's talking now. I like it when the humans are controlling the robots.
Ah, I wonder what that says about you.
I don't know. Someone let me know. Extinguish, stampeding, device. Knows that there could be a lot on the other side here, and we'll have to start to dance on backwards. That S key being pressed as he will make his way into the bathrooms. Has Rez to connect the dots from connector. There's a monster smoke for everybody at home. And they know that Shox on this default likes to play over towards that water position, and Rez, he was just clearing over there. That is so quick.
Yeah, he's done well to find something out of that.
Well, now it's Device's turn.
They're catching some great timings. So I was not looking. And shot in the spine. The trade is absent. He can get out of there. They're ahead of it. Oh, and Device will take nearly 3. Kyojin just wins the war of attrition, at least with his bullets. He had enough. Device did not.
And this is where it becomes a problem again here, right? It's 2 players alive against the 3. Even if they walk into a bomb site, they would have to get that opening kill. Hampus has just combed on through the bathrooms here and called this almost completely clear. The bomb, well, it's disappeared. They might have a good idea that they are heading back towards this B bomb site. Roughly 35 seconds remaining on the clock here as the combo of Plopsky and LNZ batten down the hatches. The util comes on over, and Hampus's flank here to make sure there's no way out.
Implying there could still be Barrel's presence. Shock's going to use that smoke. He could actually just hop into it and catch Plopsky in the off angle, but down goes his teammate, down goes the bomb, and the clock keeps ticking. No time for this shot. Crosshair was in the right place, but so is LNZ. This is what NIP were looking for. Starting to pull away now.
I think the fortunate thing for Vitality here is even in lieu of the plants, they still have a lot of that cash I was talking about earlier. And as they lose rounds, their loss bonus also builds. So it's keeping them in this position where they're able to keep themselves just level. Ready for another purchase, but another timeout necessary here. And the last time Xtaz called one, they were able to convert off the back of that.
Is that a souvenir knight he's rocking as well? How do I find that out? Who did he drop it to?
We get away. Either it must be in Hampus's hands.
Must be.
That's the only player that has a Silence M4 equipped into this round here.
Because that's from the Cobble case that had the Dragon Lore in it.
Oh.
So,
Won't be getting those for a while.
yeah. I think I had one of them.
I wonder, oh, the souvenirs. I completely forgot about those. That's a whole thing as well,
that will
isn't
be a
it?
thing.
Yeah, well, that doesn't look like the Knight, does it? That was that M4 you don't really like right there, so...
Oh, I don't know where it's gone. I
It's a
probably
mystery.
left it for an AK, perhaps. Let's get into it, though, because it is a wheelie big round.
A wheelie bin.
Wheelie big.
Oh.
It was an ode to the wheelie big cheese. Very prominent robot in the Robot Wars with Craig Charles.
Oh, indeed. Well, Zai was aggressive. Didn't catch it on the jump spot, but he catches those bullets. Hampus, easy as you like. Shoots 5, gets 1, and into B they trundle.
Oh, this is fast. LNZ evades the initial spray. Plopsky surely strikes, and they do. 3 in the feed from the ninjas, and only Kyojin. What's he supposed to do? Die is the answer.
Okay.
Right, with a furrowed brow, wants to see this with a finishing blow. If they were to find the remaining rounds in this half, it's going to be a real uphill struggle for Vitality to dig their teeth into.
Yeah, it's not looking easy here, right? They're getting denied. I think some of the interesting properties that have happened in the last few rounds is not finding any traction on these opening kills. Seems to be a difficult place to be. Rez, 2 rounds in a row, has been able to grab some openings there. So he's a stifling force so far. Take a look at his opening kills. He's 2 for 2, but Device is 3 for 3. So the 2A defenders are, you know, they're doing all right in that department. Hampus chipped on down through the smoke. Needs to be careful how they play behind that. Apex wary of any aggressive maneuvers through there, but needs to be. So with Plopsky, flash through short. Shox aware that somebody could be coming his way any second. They aren't going to push the issue. It's purely just for info. And they likely know that Shox is tucked into this position, right? He defaults over towards this B-bomb site on a regular basis. The only way that would not be considered is if Apex is feigning his job right now, just with the spam, the jumps, the util as well, and he's going to scoop up that bomb. And they've given a bit more time in round 13 before they get stuck into the A default. But this is going to be more pressure on the late rounds, right? They will have to make up their mind. Now pivoting again, back towards B. Or back towards connector. All right.
Some mid-rounding going on here.
Yeah, the thing is, if they do this, it's probably going to be connected to B. It feels unlikely you'd go connected to A. If it was pistols, you see teams do that when they have Tech 9s and stuff, but this feels like it will have to be a B exec from the sewer position. So grouping up with Shox now, everybody turns their attention towards the B bomb site. Hampus is here with Plopsky and LNZ.
These guys have been solid. Can they hold again? Good timing on the incendiary. Look at the flak damage. HE's, incendiaries, and LNZ. He's been found.
Rumbled.
For the first time. They're into B with consistency. Oh, what? Straight square to the jaw of ZywOo. Completely obscured by the smoke. Doesn't stop Device. Rez and Device, 2 versus 4. Already now 3.
Flash is here to facilitate this
If.
Here's some buts and maybes. Don't worry about that. They're going to protect these rifles. Going to bottle up here. And
I do like big ifs and big buts. Cannot lie. Though other brothers can deny.
I want to check in with that B stream, actually. Because the yells that you're hearing there are not from the teams on your screen. It's actually from the Movistar Riders representing Spain versus Copenhagen Flames representing Denmark, and they're still in map number 1.
Bloody hell, Virgo's still going.
Yeah, we've checked in with that a couple of times. So the first half scoreline managed to be a 9-6 in favor of the Movistar Riders. Copenhagen Flames did it again, and they're in overtime right now, where the Movistar Riders are winning 17-15.
Context on that is winners in, right?
Yeah, the loser will have to play against the loser of the Fiend versus G2 game. So that one's not going to be easy.
They've really given themselves a nice and reliable berth with the dominance in the group stage. And again, Device doesn't need any vision to find impact. Previous round was straight through the smoke. This time it's the double whammy. Flashed smoke, doesn't matter. How good is his clear? Masuta caught out by Rez, this time aggressive in the underpass, and he's done that before. He's pulled it off before as well. ZywOo being pre-aimed. Oh, okay, now he's peeking left eye in, and ZywOo will eliminate the ZywOo with a 2 in quick succession. Problems now for NIP, and it started so damn strong.
That was quick. The last
was very quick.
Last map had Apex written all over it. This one has ZywOo. He's up to 17 kills. Highest fragger in the server right now, and impact galore. Well, this one's been leveled on up, and they can hit the pause button for probably another 20 seconds or longer right now, Vitality, before they have to make up their mind. Hampus loves these jaunts. He likes to get thrust forward on A for info, helps them hedge their bets for where the final finish will be coming on in. And ZywOo continuing that project he's been working on towards long now. Orb is a bit of a force here. And the jump peaks, maybe rumbled.
Yeah, I mean, how is Plopsy going to get that info safely? Doesn't matter if Hampus confirms it all with just his bullets. He's caught Shox. Oh, fumbles with his nades, and perhaps the round. LNZ's completely detached from the pack. It is just Plopsky. An MP9. But there's not much time.
They have to clear him out. They have to get the bomb down as well.
Yeah, the smoke might save him.
ZywOo, the Guardian.
This spray could have changed everything. He's shy. Just shy of the mark. Kyojin does get it down. They extend play. Hit on Plopsky, but they don't have a smoke to force the hand of the French. Kyojin needed this and does provide it just about. There's the trade, and now a one-on-one.
Needs to get a kit.
Scoops up. And ZywOo actively fighting. What a brave boy. Third found for ZywOo in the round, but Vitality up to 6. And what looked like an NIP, maybe even 10 CT rounds, is looking more and more likely like Vitality are going to close the gap completely.
It's 5-1 at one point. Got up to 8-4 as the scoreline here. And
great sequence out of ZywOo, and looked like maybe NIP had it back in the bag after Hampus.
Yeah, it was Iwu made this possible, right? Kyojin's there to get them in the advantage was huge as well. And here, NIP, after what has seemed like a good first half, down to just a bit of a rough scenario here. There's that knight you were talking about in the hands of Device. Well, the best they've got around that is the Famous of Hampus here. A couple of CZ75s and a Deagle. And this one is really difficult to win right now. Pot shots or warning shots, one of the two, neither will combine. Nade deep. 8 points of damage done to Masuta there. And when they've tried to go back towards this B site, they have been stalled out normally coming through utility, right? That has been a bit of a problem for Vitality. If they want to go back towards that B bomb site now, they won't have the same concerns. They really just have Plopsky with nades left over now. Masuta will have called that flash pick combo. Normally when you hear a flash, there's something behind it. Well, here's a perfect example. Flash into upper bathrooms, cleared on out, heavy on the steps, and now working on a bit more information is Kyojin. He's thrust forward on his own. There's nobody with him. If he walks into one of these CZs, he will give up the AK for free.
Or Rez resisting the temptation to advance. Hard clear. Kyojin's crosshair was there, but Rez is quicker, and it could be two. ZywOo's in trouble, needs his help. It does arrive. Masuta, the cavalry, now cut down to size. Device needs a pair. And there's another one right there. The Tech-9's not good enough, and Device has done so much for the Ninjas. It's only Apex, the star of the nuke show, but not allowed across. Device denies, and they call it 9-6. It's a distinct advantage for the Ninjas, and this is on Vitality's pick. We'll see how far they can push it, maybe even all the way to 3. We'll be right back with the second half of the second map of our first semi-final.
Of Vitality. It's going to be 5 sets of Kev, not a single bit of utility here. So for them, it's about denying this plant, making sure they're out ahead of the NIP plate.
Not a single GL, only HF.
Yeah, that's important, guys. You never want to wish your opponent good luck. Only wish them to have fun.
Have fun while we win.
You're planning to win, but you still want them to have a good time while they lose. And no one has a good time losing, so it's a bit of an oxymoron.
You say GG, but it's not GG. It's BG. Definitely for Rez on the pistol. Does not get to do much with the armored P250.
IEM also not really getting to do a whole lot here. So a couple of quick clicks. And we find ourselves with an equal exchange, 4-4 in terms of the players on the board. And in towards B, the snaky Hampus has found some space yet again. It's just heaven. Oh, okay. Well, Shocks, you've been absolutely rattled right there, straight to the head. And not a lot of HP to work with here as Masuta wants to look for more. They're in towards the site. Apex getting peppered off as well.
Oh, dude, Device is going to catch a beautiful flank here. It's going to be a little late, but see how this one shapes up initially. Oh, a messy one on the Glock. Does get the fresh clip. Masuta with 2 in the feed as well, so a 2-on-2 established. Chip damage. Masuta 3.
Maybe way too late.
Yeah, a little bit too late. They might expect him, and they will. Oh, not far off the mark. Masuta ace.
All 5 for Masuta. All right, then. And the defuse.
That is something. Little nod you can see in celebration. He's done a lot with that USP.
Think about how much cash he gets from that. He did absolutely everything. And Plopsky types HP ... I don't think anybody's going to quite believe that one here. Masuta on all these different fronts, finding all these different fights. Absolute cracker of a round right there. In every game we see of this kid on land, he's starting to prove more and more that he is the second star of this team Vitality. Now it is going to be the force buy for NIP back here. They don't want to give up on this financial scenario here too early.
It's quite threatening, especially if it's quick. 3 MAC-10s and some very nerdy flashbangs from Device. He wants to pop it. No chance to react from the CTs. We'll see if they get caught out by this. 2 up short, 2 monster, a re-smoked monster already. So it's deep enough that you really don't want to be walking through that regardless of the element of surprise. Masuta, far from surprise. His back will be turned to the flash of Device. And they run straight through him. Flying into the side. Look how blind they are. Everyone has swallowed that. NIP fight back and come back with a vengeance. What are you supposed to do? The only person that had a chance to rumble. Oh, it looked like he was pulling the trigger before the door even opened.
Yeah, it felt like a pre-fire right there from Device. Okay, well, yeah, they weren't giving up on the finances by any means. They've grabbed this one right back. Huge round right here, and they're even having a look. Zywu, you want to hold on to this Famish? You're going to have to fight for your life.
Yeah, and I think I'd like Rushley to give me that flashbang, if you wouldn't mind. I want to, hey, Future Pros.
Hey, Future Pros.
Don't know why he hasn't hit puberty.
If you want to play like NIP, here's a flash that you line up on the left side.
Chad,
You need
sell
2
down.
Future Pros for this one.
Oh, we can hear him! I didn't know we could hear him.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh,
Was that like a soundboard, or is he
People at
real?
home,
Is
yeah.
he
I'm
real?
just listening, boys, all right? Whatever you say, I'm listening.
Can the people at home hear you?
They should be
Or
able
is
to,
he
yeah,
just talking to
sure.
us? Or maybe...
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Rush, it's so nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, what's
people
going
at
on,
home
boys?
have been, where's Rush? Oh, okay. Well, this is exciting. So all it took was us taking the mick out of him a little bit for him to have to tune on in. Okay. Have we said anything else, Rush, that's almost made you hit that mic button?
Yesterday there was a few things. I was hovering over the button, but I decided, no, I'll let him have the fun, you know?
Oh, I thought we were...
Not gonna promote the fan cams, Rush. Come on, man. It was just on the screen.
Get on the fan
What's the
cams, and
URL?
Alex, the link is,
IEM.
Dot
GG.
/
Fan cam.
Nice, Rush.
Thanks, man. Oh, they're coming in again. And the frag's thick and fast. There's nothing left for Vitality. And the force buy wars are over. Concluded.
So is this
Finito.
episode 1 or 2?
This is the first. Strikes back. Wait.
Would that
Why would
be
you be
the
striking
fourth?
back in the first?
Wait, I'm confused.
Well, it's...
Is Anakin in the pod racer?
Yes, that is the episode 1.
So is Zywu. Will he become Darth Vader?
What, spoilers, dude?
If you haven't seen Star Wars,
Yeah, what are you going to say? Go on.
unlucky.
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 Wow. Yeah, B-site working well for the Ninjas, and they just get every single fight they desired. I mean, Hampus making so much room. And it's just going to be those 5 pistols. So very reminiscent of how it started for Vitality in their first half, but unfortunately this is NIP, domination stations, and rinse repeat. If it ain't broke.
Yeah, look, the force buys are definitely the difference makers, right? If you're Vitality and you get both pistols and you weren't converting either, you're going to be really up that creek without the paddle here, and just more pedal to the metal. They're going to get themselves straight in towards this B bomb site. Going for the uppercut here. Bang, Hampus is already in their face. Cleaned him up. 17 for Hampus now, and this is looking good for the Swedes. Let's go have a quick little look at the scores on the doors here for everybody playing at home. We've got 18 kills for REZ, 17 for Hampus. We've got 14 for LNZ. It's going to be 12 for Plopsky and 13 for Device. On the other side of things, Zywu, you've seen his impact. We were talking about it on the AWP on the T side. For Vitality here, he's up to 19. 14 for Kyojin, who's had a couple of multi-kill moments to keep them in some rounds. 12 for Masutu, who had the ace on the pistol, so you know how he was pretty dry on that first half. 6 for Apex and 5 for Shock. So Apex, he's cooled off a bit since map number 1. Now he's on that CT side. Maybe we can see more of his nuke antics here, but it will need to start right now because this is the first rifle round.
You can see Vitality have got an attempt at a response, but it's a different setup. So we're going to be seeing Hampus dropping out potential Molotov towards that close monster position.
Love the BXX, don't they?
Yeah, it's right up their street. Vitality to receive again, just doing the flashbang down to defensive smoke. Maybe buys time for vision, but no bloodshed, at least not from the French. Issues, big issues. Oh, a slight adaptation. But the site is lost. The man to the good for Nip. Shox has had a quiet overpass. See if he can voice some concerns, and does catch Rez in that mini pit. Oh, and Linus not anticipating. Zyu's so far forward, so
Hampus can win this.
certainly within the realms of possibility. Don't have a kit, so there will be a bit lackadaisical, and 1 down, 1 to go. Hampus in pursuit. Down to 4 HP. Zywu is the one that has to bring the fight, and Hampus strikes. 1v2 in the bag, 13 as well. Great work from the leader of the Ninjas.
Okay, we're not getting as loud here, the Swedes, compared to the French when they were sailing to 15, but that should be one of the first nails in the coffin here of Overpass. Map number 3 not that far away now, and it's good to see them going back and forth, both teams looking ready for these maps. I think the map pool for both of them was actually pretty handy. You know, you wouldn't have been complaining with what we see coming on through with the Vertigo removal, the Ancient removal, and now even the Smiles starting to creep onto the faces here. So really nice stuff. We'll just have to be some pistol upgrades because max loss bonus is in play. You know the drill at this point. And a timeout called has already subsided, so we will be getting underway very quickly here. But that bonus round from NIP, even though they lost 4 players, it doesn't really matter. They're flush for cash, and this was a similar conversation we had at a point in the first half. Yes?
Chad Sponge Birchall say in a 30-second timeout about getting run over on B for 5 rounds straight?
We might have to try some aggression elsewhere so we can hedge our bets and gamble stack the B bomb side, or let's get some connector control so that we can stall them out from just being able to run up short and run into the site. Some map territory is something that's on the docket, boys.
Certainly for round 22, 21. Looks to be reaching a very swift conclusion.
This is just like Nuke. So on Nuke, it was Rez who was really, really good for NIP, but the team wasn't getting a lot done. This time round, it is the likes of Zywu, who's really good for Vitality, but the whole team not getting a lot done here. They're being outplayed. Some really clean executes from NIP, and they're just going to continue to clean this one up. Easy and Device, the stars of the show, will get the last 2 kills, and, well, now just 2 more rounds. Fortunately, the AWP can come back into Zywu's hands here now. He might even want to opt for a double. Shox is in a position to do so, and if he's not feeling the rifle in this, maybe, just maybe, with only those 6 kills, the AWP may have been a consideration, but I can spoil this fun for you guys and let you know the M4 has been brought on out. Zywu's AWP could be the difference maker as far as going and finding a kill, but if they continue business over towards this B bomb site, which this lovely camera right now shows...
Zywu's heading that way. How does he plan to deal with a full exec? Like, there's so many nades and players that are going to be thrown his way.
Just has to pick.
Yeah, pillar AWPing, shadow advantage, and down goes Hampus.
Oh, well, they know that Hampus likes to take those liberties here, but Masuda's locked in towards the sandbag. They're not even looking. The transfer from Masuda, it's brilliant.
Get out of there. They'd love a spotless one. If you wanted to start a comeback with 5 players still alive, is a great place to start.
Okay, well, as I mentioned earlier, NIP do have a lot of cash. Flopsy been tagged on through, so he's down to 40. This becomes more difficult just to look for that aforementioned damage, but Device with the AWP is going for a look. That's a quick shot onto Apex there. Does cop a dink for his trouble, so 9 HP remains. Another kill or 2, and starting to work this one through. It doesn't seem winnable, but imagine if they're able to remove the AWP from Zywu here and it can't get picked up. That was a prong to kick this round off. Plopsky through the monster tunnel. Multiple targets on the other side of this. Fortunately, the bomb, they don't know exactly where it is right now.
Zywu looking to finish what he started.
He dies here. We'll be stuck heaven. Yeah, the AWP's going to be stuck heaven. I don't think they're going to be able to pick it up.
Yeah,
not going to get there. And, Device is AWP. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Never mind. When there's an extra AWP on the table, they found that one, and all good in the hood, I do suppose.
No, as I was going to complain, it's like, actually, well, he was using Device as well.
He didn't want that skin.
I thought he was going to complain about the skin, yeah, but no, all good. Nice shots. That's a good start. They'll need a whole lot more.
I think they need 2 more at least, right? Because there's so much surplus of cash right now, maybe even 3, considering the loss bonus will be starting to build right now for NIP. So we'll keep our eyes and ears on that one as back towards B we go again. A little bit less of the forces over towards B, but that is great from Device. He's having a good game right here, right now. 19 kills, and that's the impact, so... What?
Rez, I couldn't believe he's actually hit that. It didn't even look like it was on him. Apex knocked. And there shouldn't be anything more. He actually finishes it off with the pistol. He's chasing Device defensively. Well, that's a kooky one.
And it's done. Okay,
yeah.
One more round now. Similar feelings as what we had going on Nuke. And having a bit of a giggle about that one in the chat right there. So mood's at an all-time high right now, and I can update you again on what's going on over on that B stream. The first map did conclude. The Movistar Riders picked up Vertigo. They decided to pick into that one. The next map's going to be Ancient. Vertigo Ancient as the map pool here for the youngsters, and Overpass is the third. So you can check that one at just add a B to the end of the URL for this one here. Or live.intelextreme.masters used to work once upon a time. I think
Masters.
live.intelextrememasters.com. That's the one. Not .masters. It's not the PGA Tour or anything. But is this it, Alex? Last round?
I suspect it might be. Wow. Shocks, he's at least found one of the 5 required. Counter utility deployed. It's a heavy stack, understandably so, right? From Vitality and off the flash, they profit and extend the advantage they operate with LNZ to try and change things. And Kyojin's jiggly head is not going to be an easy engagement. He does withdraw. Plopsky trying to take space and pip a gap. That's Cyber's responsibility. And
Seems like a void, not a gap.
yeah, gets the info. You can see him through the window.
Oh, Shox has secured this one, hasn't he? LNZ seeming ready. His head was at least facing the right direction, but back and forth they swing like a pendulum. The bomb site they have to go towards now has been confirmed as the B bomb site. This
Creeping.
flank, yeah, it should be it.
Crawling.
Is he a spider?
Well, you said pendulum. Maybe he's a tarantula.
Na, 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 na.
Banger. Clean? Or his device got a couple of taps in him. Yeah, Shox will make it 3. Good to see his name in the feed. He has been pretty absent here on our second map of play.
That's only their third round. That's only their third round so far. Remember, they did get that pistol round with a Masuta ace, right? So the fact that NIP, again, I'll mention it in case you missed it, NIP were able to win the force buys and then convert there. They took themselves out of the force buy wars. They set themselves up with a great base. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams. When both teams are having good games, right, on the other squad's map, it's something to get excited about here. It means they're here to play. No AWP here for the CT side of Vitality. Timeout has concluded once more. Still plenty of cash for NIP. Lots of residual for the likes of Rez and LNZ going forward as well. So it doesn't feel like there's going to be too many dramas in the buy department. With only one more round to find. 6 for Vitality here to take us to that overtime. This does feel like it's destined for the Swedes to make this series go the distance here today. What's the difference maker? Extinguish on the molly. Shox found the opening kill in the previous round. Wants to do the same, barreling up and close towards that smoke is Plopsky.
Yeah, and he's just gone straight through it. So like that territory is theirs, and Shox is so quick to evacuate. He's not interested in any early engagements.
Oh, they found a massive timing here. You talked about the gap last time round. Like if they get a move on, if they just continue forward, the rotation of Zawu, it will be able to set up, but he won't be expecting them this close. No way in the world.
Look how they're quick.
He won't expect them here.
Oh, okay. He's lucky to have at least gotten the info and gotten away. Counter utility will be deployed, and he's got a lot on his plate. The util is great. Apex does deliver something, but NIP have eliminated the threat on the site, and now the bomb going down uncontested. It's going to be a hard one to break back through. A single flash from Kyojin to try and get his teammate through. And here comes Masuta Brave through the smoke. And Linus is having none of it. Only Kyojin up against 2. What was 3?
Device's AWP has surely won it.
Yeah, he has a kit. That's something. But yeah, going to really struggle to isolate. And into the AWP. Oh, lives on. A leg shot from Device. And it's just a tough one. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Oh.
Molly for good measure. Call it 16-9. Kyojin just looking to pad the